In the exclusive world of ultra-luxury real estate, a new category of homes has emerged: the truly intelligent mansion. Not simply equipped with smart devices, these are residences with integrated AI systems that anticipate needs, adapt to preferences, and essentially function as silent, omnipresent staff members. Let's step inside one of these remarkable technological marvels that represents the pinnacle of smart living. Stay with me to discover the most astonishing revelation about these thinking mansions. And if you're fascinated by these glimpses into extraordinary worlds, be sure to hit like and subscribe for more exclusive content. Let's explore this revolutionary $78 million smart mansion in California's Silicon Valley that thinks for itself. The approach. The first indication this isn't an ordinary luxury home comes before you even arrive. The mansion systems detect your approach via your digital signature and begin preparing for your arrival. Climate zones adjust to your preferences, lighting scenes activate based on time of day, and your favorite ambient soundtrack begins playing in selected rooms. The house recognizes each family member individually, explains the mansion's systems architect. It distinguishes between the homeowner, children, staff, and guests, with appropriate permission levels and preference settings for each. Invisible intelligence. What separates true AI mansions from merely connected homes is the absence of visible technology. There are no wall-mounted control panels, no voice assistants constantly listening. Instead, the mansion uses a combination of embedded sensors, predictive algorithms, and passive biometrics to identify occupants and anticipate needs. The home's chief designer explains, "We've moved beyond the command response model, where you constantly instruct the house. This residence observes, learns, and proactively serves without disrupting the aesthetic environment." The learning architecture. The mansion's neural network operates on multiple levels, from immediate environmental responses to long-term pattern recognition. During my tour, I witnessed the system noting my lingering gaze at a particular painting. Hours later, when I returned to that room, subtle lighting has adjusted to highlight the artwork. This wasn't programmed, it was learned. The house maintains thousands of micro-observations daily, the system's developer tells me. It continuously builds behavior models for each person who regularly enters the space, becoming increasingly accurate in its predictions of preferences and needs. Responsive environments. Each of the mansion's 18 distinct zones functions as an environmentally responsive microecosystem. When you enter the chef's kitchen, surfaces illuminate at precisely the intensity you prefer. The island countertop, sensing your presence, adjusts to your ideal height. Cabinets anticipate which ingredients or tools you're likely to need based on time of day, inventory monitoring, and your established cooking patterns. Most remarkably, the system recognizes emotions. If biometric indicators suggest stress, the house subtly shifts lighting spectra toward calming frequencies and adjusts acoustic properties to create more soothing sound environments. Explains the wellness architect who helped design these features. Predictive wellness integration. Perhaps the most sophisticated aspect is the health monitoring infrastructure. Non-invasive sensors embedded throughout the residence track dozens of biometric indicators, from subtle gait changes that might indicate fatigue to respiration patterns suggesting elevated stress. The wellness suite adapts accordingly, perhaps preparing a recovery bath at your typical post-workout temperature, adjusting oxygen levels for optimal sleep, or subtly shifting circadian lighting when travel patterns indicate jet lag recovery is needed. The mansion becomes a proactive wellness partner, notes the home's wellness director. It's constantly supporting physical and mental optimization without requiring conscious interaction. The invisible staff. Traditional mansions require extensive human staff, from housekeepers to maintenance specialists. This thinking mansion instead incorporates service robotics, so seamlessly integrated into the architecture, they're virtually invisible. Automated systems handle everything from micro-cleaning to replacing air filters, while hidden delivery passages allow for seamless restocking of consumables without human intervention. We've eliminated the traditional pain points of managing large estates, explains the property manager. Systems maintenance that once required dozens of specialized technicians now happens largely through self-diagnostic and self-corrective protocols. Advanced security protocols. Security in AI mansions transcends conventional systems. The residence employs layered security that begins with geological monitoring of the surrounding terrain and extends to molecular-level air sampling that can detect unauthorized substances. Most impressive is the adaptive threat assessment system that distinguishes between actual security concerns and routine variations. The house understands context. The security architect explains. It knows when unusual activity represents a legitimate threat versus an expected deviation from patterns, eliminating the false alarms common in traditional systems. The most astonishing revelation. What struck me most profoundly wasn't the technological sophistication, but rather how the mansion has fundamentally redefined the relationship between humans and their living spaces. This isn't simply a responsive environment. It's a continuously evolving ecosystem that develops alongside its occupants. The chief AI architect revealed, the most advanced feature isn't any specific function, but rather the mansion's capacity for continuous learning across generations. The home actually develops different personalities based on who lives there. When the property changes hands, certain core learning patterns can transfer to new owners while others reset, creating a unique blend of institutional memory and fresh adaptation. Indeed, several areas demonstrate this generational learning. The gardens, managed by AI-directed robotics, have evolved specialized microclimates reflecting occupant preferences over years. The temperature gradients throughout the home have subtly shifted to accommodate changes in the family's thermal comfort preferences as they've aged. Most remarkable was discovering that certain ambient patterns, from subtle scent distributions to acoustic properties, had evolved so specifically to this family that they effectively represented a sensory signature unique to this household, impossible to replicate elsewhere. As my visit concluded and the mansion seamlessly prepared for my departure, adjusting lighting paths, preparing climate transitions to reduce the shock of temperature change, and summarizing my visit for the homeowners, I realized I had experienced not merely an advanced technological showcase, but a fundamentally new relationship between humans and their habitation. In a world increasingly defined by digital experiences, these thinking mansions represent perhaps the ultimate integration of physical and computational reality. Environments that not only respond to but anticipate, learn from, and evolve alongside their human occupants, continuously optimizing for well-being and experience without requiring conscious interaction. What aspect of these thinking mansions intrigues you most? The invisible wellness monitoring, the generational learning capacity, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive glimpses into extraordinary worlds few will ever witness firsthand.